The views and opinions expressed on this podcast, including discussions on news, politics, and current events, are solely those of the host and guests and are based on personal thoughts, experiences, and opinions. Nothing stated should be considered factual unless independently verified by the listener. This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only and does not provide financial, legal, medical, political, or life advice. Any actions discussed are what we would do personally, not recommendations for others. Listeners are encouraged to do their own research and consult qualified professionals before making any decisions.
Welcome to another episode of the Impel Forward Podcast. Today we're doing something different. As you can see, I don't have my co-host here that's backing me up. It's just me. And what I'm going to do is for Women's History Month, I thought it would be nice to have a special guest, my friend here, Alexia, but we call her Lexi. I thought it would be nice to speak with her on her journey with regards to breast cancer. Lexi, how are you?
I'm great, Renee. Thank you for having me.
This has been a long time coming.
It has.
I believe I've asked you, I want to say last year sometime to talk about it, but I know it was a lot kind of going on.
Yes.
But tell the audience a little bit about you.
About me. Well, I will celebrate a milestone birthday this year, double nickel in October.
Yay.
And you could have knocked me over with a feather when I found out that I had breast cancer. I'm a mother of a 21-year-old, and I work in quasi-tech industry. I'm a project manager. And before cancer, I was a gym girly. Renee and I have worked out a few times, and I'm hoping to get back to that in 2026.
You will. Speaking of having a 21-year-old, Miles.
Yes.
How has he changed your life?
He is my miracle baby. So Miles, when he was born, he weighed 1 pound and 3 ounces. He could fit in the palm of my hand from fingertip to about my wrist.
Oh my goodness.
He was about 3 months early and spent several months in the NICU. He is now in college. He's going to Wake Tech.
Yay.
And he's taking baby steps into adulthood.
How has it been? Challenging, per se?
Being a mother, or actually, he's so easy. Miles is so easy. As long as there's Wi-Fi, food in the house, and nothing's on fire. I may not see my child, but no. I can't even call him a child, my young man. No, his motherhood has been easy. His middle name is Emmanuel on purpose because when we were pregnant, I say we, his dad, we knew that there would be challenges, and we understood what science and medicine was telling us, but we didn't receive it. We acknowledged it, but we know the God we serve. So we prayed for a miracle and believed it, and we got our miracle, and that's why his middle name is Emmanuel, for God with us.
I love that. I don't think you ever told me that at all.
Yes.
I like Miles. He's chill. He's chill. He knows what he wants. He's very direct.
He knows what he doesn't want.
He knows what he does not want is the walk around in the hot sun.
Yes.
I'll tell you that. That's an inside joke. But no, shout out to Miles. He's the cool kid, and I love that.
That's my dude.
So you talked about gym and working out, and you were in the gym like
4 or 5 times a week.
And you were juicing and
yoga, hot yoga, HIIT, heavy lifting.
Yeah. Oh my God. I remember hot yoga. Oh my God. We went together. Now, the first couple times, cool. The third time, I don't know what happened. That lady must have had the heat on.
120. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. It was, oh my goodness. And next thing I know, people were like behind me was slowly leaving.
And not coming back.
And I'm just like, what is going on? And then when I got out, I was like, I feel like that was the hottest I've ever been. And the guy was like, oh, same for me.
Yeah. If you can survive hot yoga, you can survive anything pretty much.
I don't know. I mean,
It's intense.
It is extremely intense. That day kind of took me out. I don't think I've been back since. It was very traumatizing.
Come on back. We miss you.
I'll eventually get there. Now you kind of brought up what I was gonna eventually, get into and what our main focus today is, which is breast cancer.
Yeah.
Tell the audience the story, because it's wild to think about how this all came about. Especially with you going to the gym and juicing and eating all the natural things. I mean, you were doing all the things.
Yes.
So tell the audience kind of what happened.
So December 2023, I remember this like it was yesterday. And just a backstory, I always did my self-breast exams in the shower upright, without fail. Always had my mammograms on schedule every year. And December 2023, I was lying on my bed, lying on my back, and I had an itch on my breast, on my right breast. And I scratched it, and I think I scratched it a little too rigorously. So I started to massage that area, and I thought, that's new. I've never felt that before. And I scheduled an appointment, and the rest is history. But what's crazy is I wasn't due for my next mammogram until that following March. So I found it a few months early. But what made me not wait until my mammogram was my mother is also a breast cancer survivor. She had just finished radiation earlier that year. So I'm thinking, I can't sit on this. I can't wait, not even a week. So I called my doctor immediately. They got me in. I had a mammogram and a diagnostic ultrasound, and the radiologist said it looked suspicious. So with looking suspicious, I went for a biopsy and I remember this like it was yesterday, February 12th, I went for a biopsy. 2 days later, on Valentine's Day, I got the positive news that no one wants. My oncologist called me and she said, "You have breast cancer." And the world stopped.
Because you were taking care of your mom. Like, you were there for your mother to make sure that she was okay. Even though you kind of felt, something there, you were still kind of just there for your mom.
Right. And it just never dawned on me that at my age at the time, with my healthy habits, working out, juicing,
eating
clean, organic, trying to do everything right. Never been a smoker, drink socially on occasion, but nothing that would lead me to believe that I could even remotely have breast cancer. So my breast cancer was hormone positive, so ER and PR positive, estrogen and progesterone positive, HER2 negative, thank God. And caught it early. It was stage 1 in the right breast, which means it had moved into the tissue. But my oncologist is amazing. Dr. Thwani, UNC Rex, amazing. She sent me she sent me for a bilateral MRI, and we found precancer on the left side. So the cancer cells were in the ducts. That's considered stage 0. It had not moved into the tissue. So I made the hard decision to have a double mastectomy.
So let's take it back a little bit. Once you found out and you said the world stopped.
Yes.
Right? What did you do next?
I called my dad. My dad is my safe space. Because my mom is more of the emotional one. My dad is more of the calm, stable. And I told him, I called my dad, and then we talked to my brother. My mom was recovering from knee surgery and she was having some complications. So I didn't want to tell my mom until we knew what was going on. So I talked to my dad when I had the diagnostic and the biopsy, and kept him and my brother in the loop. And I said, I don't want to tell mom yet until there's something to tell her.
Yeah.
Because she would freak out. even though she's a retired RN and has, been a trauma nurse, has, seen the most, troubling things and taking care of patients, I did not want to tell her until we knew for certain. And the timing was crazy because I found out on Valentine's Day. Their anniversary is February 16th. So I didn't want to tell them on her anniversary.
Yeah.
So my dad and I together made the decision that we would tell her on the 17th. And my dad on the 17th told my mom, he said, your daughter has something to tell you. And he said, you need to be strong. Don't cry.
Mm-hmm.
So she got her cries out.
Yeah.
And then she called me and I lost it on the phone with my mother. I tried to keep it together. And I had even lost it on the phone with my dad, trying to keep it together. But my parents are my safe space. And
yeah, you have beautiful parents. You know, I love your mom. I heart your mom. How did your son take it?
He was okay until I lost all of my hair going through chemotherapy.
Mm-hmm.
He's very reserved.
Yeah.
Keeps it pretty close to the vest. And he was very supportive. He really stepped up with helping around the house and really just checking in on me, asking how I was, how I was doing. But I think it shook him when I lost my hair. So after 2 rounds of chemotherapy, I was thinking, okay, I'm not going to lose my hair. I was cold capping. And cold capping is a method where it kind of freezes the scalp follicles to help prevent the chemotherapy from reaching and having such a negative impact on your hair follicles.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to lose my hair because I had full curly hair.
Yes.
And it's so funny because I would complain about my hair, my curls are not curling and curls are not popping. And then I lost my hair. So when my hair started coming out by the handfuls, I called my my stylist and I said, I think it's time. So he sat me in the chair and we buzzed it really low, but I had like places where there were patches of hair and it just looked horrible. So I said, just take it off. Just take it all off.
So I want to ask, like, you found out you had breast cancer, right? So you're letting your family know. Prior to you kind of like doing your own self breast exams, were you having any other symptoms?
None.
I always want to ask, like, breathing, did you feel sick? Were you, tired?
0 symptoms. Nothing.
That's
nothing abnormal, no discharge, no abnormal appearance, nothing.
Wow. Now, you spoke about your mother being a nurse.
Yes.
Right? And she's gone through, the breast cancer and knee surgery and all the things. Once you told her, after you broke down and it's like, let's get to work. How do we figure this out? What was her reaction? Did she put on her nurse hat or was she mom?
She put on, both. She wore 2 hats. Of course, she's arming me with information, research, talking to all of her former colleagues, talking to her oncologist and her radiologist, trying to get as much information as possible so we could move forward making very informed decisions. When I tell you I had the most amazing support, you were a part of my support team, had the most amazing support. And I know this sounds ironic, but I had a very positive cancer experience, if that makes sense, because the support, my medical care team, my oncologist, radiologist, I mean, even the greeters going into the cancer center.
Yeah.
It was just very supportive.
I could agree. Like everybody I met, like your doctors, everyone was really nice. Everyone. I was shocked.
Yes.
Sometimes, hospitals, nurses, doctors, they, there's some negativity behind that. But I don't know if it's due to the cancer center or what's going on. But yeah, you had an amazing team.
I did. Amazing.
Now, what's the next step? So you've been told you have, breast cancer. You've informed the parents. What did you do after that?
So really, the care team gives you options
Mhm.
because I could have had a lumpectomy, which is just removing the lump. And depending on what the pathology report stated, chemotherapy, radiation, or both.
Mhm.
But because I had so many tumors in the right side, I call it the problem child, the one where I
Yeah.
first discovered the lump, and cancer cells on the left side, I decided to do a double mastectomy to remove the breast tissue from both breasts. And now, even though my mom's a nurse, and I'm thinking double mastectomy, I'm going to wake up completely flat.
Yeah.
But what it is, it hollows out the breast tissue. So you still have a space to either put implants, or there are other reconstructive procedures using your own skin. But my goal, I wanted a one and done. You know me, I'm simple,
Yeah.
straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
My goal was to have a double mastectomy and wake up with implants, and 6 to 8 weeks later, be back in the gym. That didn't happen.
No, it didn't. But I mean, the crazy thing is you were working and we were just like, Lexi, stop working. Why are you working after surgery?
Got mortgage to pay, got bills to pay.
My goodness. Tell me about radiation.
So actually, I'm going to start with chemo.
Okay.
Because chemo came first.
Okay.
And you hear so much about chemo, how people get sick, they lose their hair, they lose weight. I gained weight on chemo. Chemo was a breeze. I took naps during chemo.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I did have a lot of fatigue, a lot of like fluid buildup from chemo. But once I was finished with chemo, my body started to get back to normal.
Yeah.
Now, radiation is the devil. Even though going through radiation, it's for the most part painless until it starts to affect your skin, because it's burning, it's cooking you from the inside out.
So before you get into that, explain chemo, like the process of it.
So with chemotherapy, you can have it administered through your veins, through an IV, or through a chemotherapy port. And I have a port where they surgically input a port so that every time I go, they can just inject the chemo through here. So it doesn't negatively impact your veins, because the chemotherapy is so strong, it can blow out your veins or just damage your veins. So I had the option to have either an IV or a port, and I went with the port, and I'm thankful that I did. But it was so weird because they insert an object and then it threads like a catheter into your jugular. So that's where the chemo.
Oh, so it starts there and then it goes
in.
Wow.
And for like the first 2 weeks, I could feel it. It was like ever present here. And then after a while, I didn't notice it. And then after chemo, I got it taken out.
Really?
Yes.
Who would have thought? I don't know. For some reason, I thought chemo was something different. I don't know. Maybe I confused the two, radiation and chemo. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's like medicine or something like put in you. It sounds like something like your body would go under, kind of like getting a full body scan or something, But yeah, how long did you have to do chemo?
So I did chemo. I had 4 sessions of chemo, 1 session every 3 weeks. And once the chemo was done, I waited a month and then started radiation. And radiation was every day for about 4 weeks, Monday through Friday.
So when you chose the port, was that advice from your mother, your mom nurse?
So so my oncologist recommended the port, and she gave some supporting information. And I did a lot of research. And then my mother also, she's always giving information. And I always ask her, okay, what would you do? If it were you, what would you do? And I asked my oncologist too, if this were your daughter or if this were your sister, what would you encourage them to do? And they can't tell me what to do, but I always ask that question because in my mind, I want the path or the road the path of least resistance. But that may not always be the best path to take. So, and in my mind, I'm thinking, give me an IV in the vein and I go home and I'm done with it. But I'm glad I opted for the port.
What's going on? I hope that you are enjoying this episode, but I wanted to take the time out to ask you to please subscribe to the podcast. I've noticed that a lot of people are watching but are not subscribed. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss an episode when it's aired or about to air. And also make sure you go to impelforwardmerch.com. That's impelforwardmerch.com. Grab you something. Now back to the episode.
Yeah. Now, once you, through your journey, you got to chemo. We haven't gotten to radiation yet. Looking back, was there anything that you would have suggested you done different?
Before the diagnosis or once I was diagnosed?
Once you were diagnosed. Because it sounds like they gave you options on which path you wanted to go, right? Or what would be better for you throughout that journey. Did you think about one thing like maybe I should have?
I did. I probably would have opted for a different reconstruction. I would have opted for the flap surgery, the deep flap, where they take belly tissue, they take your own tissue and basically build a boob instead of the implants, only because
we'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Okay.
So that's the only thing is that you would have now going through this journey, did the doctor or your oncologist speak to you with regards to being a woman of color as far as like the ingestion of the medicine that they would give you?
Yes. So I had a girl power medical team. My surgical oncologist is an Indian woman.
Mm-hmm.
My plastic surgeon who did the reconstruction is a woman. And then my medical oncologist who oversees the chemotherapy, she's a Nigerian woman. So I had like girl power to the 10th degree, and it was amazing. But my surgical oncologist, she had me test, sent me for genetic testing that really goes deeper into genetics. And it's because, baseline genetic testing is for the majority.
Right.
And a lot of Black women go undiagnosed, underdiagnosed, or get a later diagnosis because they don't do this deep genetic testing. And I can't remember what it was called. So she sent me for the Maserati of genetic testing.
Was this before you started the treatment?
Yes. Yes, this was before I started treatment, which I'm so thankful for because it ruled out any genetic mutations. It reassured me that the path that I was taking, surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation, would reassure me that I'm taking the right path, the right steps, because you can't, there's no guarantee that it won't ever come back. Because what happens is when cancer is in your body, it could spread. And I had lymph node involvement, which is why I had to have chemotherapy so that the medication could go through my system to eradicate any potential cancer cells that may have spread because of the lymph. You know, your lymphatic system goes throughout your body.
Right.
And because I had cancer in one of my lymph nodes, it could have spread. So the chemotherapy is a prophylactic to help prevent the spread of cancer throughout the other parts of the body, and to reassure you, and there's no guarantee that if any of those cancer cells were present, that the chemotherapy would, God willing, kill it.
Yeah. Now, you said you had a Nigerian oncologist?
Yes.
Did she discuss the percentage of African-American women
Absolutely. Yes.
that, are diagnosed with breast cancer?
Yes.
I know a lot. I think we met Nigerian. Was he Nigerian? A male doctor?
That was one of the other plastic surgeons for reconstruction. Yes.
He is really he studies it.
Yes.
Are they still doing testing as to why there's such a high percentage of breast cancer in Black women?
Honestly, and there's ongoing research and testing, but a lot of it is environmental. I really believe it's environmental. It's what we eat. You know, and I don't want to get too political, but we can do everything in our power that we think is right and still develop. It could have been hair relaxers. It could have been birth control. It could have been anything.
the air, the environment.
Free radicals in the air.
Oh yeah. Well, that's good that you had a doctor that was able to kind of explain and walk you through, especially speaking to you as a Black woman.
Yes.
Right.
And I felt seen. I felt valued. I felt that my feelings and my opinions mattered. My questions were not brushed off. They really spent the time to walk me through and to reassure me throughout the process.
That's amazing. So you did the chemo.
Yes.
You completed the chemo.
Lost all my hair.
Lost all
eyebrows,
your eyebrows,
everything.
Eyelashes, which I didn't notice. But
really?
No.
Well, I drew them on every day. You know.
I don't think I paid attention.
Painted
it was
a picture every day.
That's crazy. I don't even That's crazy. I don't even remember. And we
hung out. Yes.
Visit, all of the things. You start radiation.
Yes.
And what's that?
So radiation is literally radioactive waves aimed or laser aimed at a particular area to fry the tissue to make sure that if there are any cancer cells left in the surrounding areas, it fries it.
Wow.
So radiation is for the tissue. Chemotherapy is for the bloodstream and the lymphatic system.
And you said you had to go every day?
Every day for, I think, a month and a half. I think I had 35 zaps every day.
So are you laying down or are you sitting up? Like, what's a day in the life?
Oh, okay. So the radiation prep, you go in, they fit you for a mold based on how you'll be positioned to receive the radiation. And you go in, lie on the table, they zap, rotate the laser, zap, 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 and then you go home.
Does it hurt?
It's painless until the skin starts to get irritated. And my skin didn't start to show any signs of radiation until maybe a week and a half. Just really tender, red, dark. And then it was, at the end of it, it looked like, when you go to a barbecue and everybody's grilling and you get that perfect piece of chicken off the grill and that one little piece of chicken that's forgotten, left on the grill overnight. And you wake up the next morning to clean off the grill. It's like, yeah.
Was
crispy.
Was it due to the fact that the radiation, the zapper was too high, I guess?
No, that's just radiation, what it does to the skin.
Would it be something different or a different zap because you're a woman of color? I just kind of feel like, when you get laser, right? You get laser treatment. They always say that, hey, you need to find someone that works with a woman of color because the outcome may not be great, right?
Well, I think, one, the melanin in our skin, because the way we respond to the sun, and also I had extra radiation, as I call it, because of the lymph involvement and in the breast tissue. So I got the triple zap. But I've seen pictures. So I'm in a few support groups on Facebook where women show, as they're going through radiation, we ask each other, oh, is this normal? Have you experienced this? And I've seen pictures. And I've seen women who were worse. I've seen the effects of radiation on Caucasian women, on African-American women. And it's
so once you looked down and you were just like, why does this look like the piece of chicken left on the grill?
Yes.
When did you know, like, this is a problem?
Well, it's funny because, me, when I start something, I finish it, especially if it's regarding my health, career.
Yes.
And I remember the last week of radiation, I went in and my radiation tech, sweet lady, I said, Delana, I said, I can't do it. I said, I'm in pain. It hurt. I can't do it. She said, Miss Alexia, we're going to get through this. You got 5 more days. We're going to do this. I was like,
It was just like how they zapped. It was just zapping on skin.
I was in chronic pain.
Mm-hmm.
It was inflamed. I couldn't touch it. Didn't want clothes on it. You know what I had? You can't, leave the house exposed, but it was a lot. It was a lot, but I got through it.
You did. How did it feel when you were done?
When I was done, I was excited.
Uh-huh.
My skin started to heal.
Mm-hmm.
I started to work out. I was, lightly. I
don't like that they didn't allow you to ring the bell.
Well, in radiation, they didn't. So
yeah.
Or no, chemo they didn't, because and I understand.
Either or, I don't think. Yeah.
I understand why. So there are a lot of long-term patients who may never get to ring the bell.
Yeah.
So they don't want it to be demoralizing for the people who are in treatment and will never get to ring the bell. And I get it. That's why we had our little parking lot party.
Yes, we did. I was there.
Yes.
Go, Lexi.
Yes.
So
and then I went home, took a nap.
You sure did. I was like, where are we going?
Yeah, to bed.
You were like, definitely to bed.
It's like, I'm done.
And I'm like, I got on my pink shirt. You're like, I'm tired. Okay, girl, here go your flowers and your present. I got you. Go to sleep.
And that was some good sleep too. I think I slept for 2 days. I felt like I slept for 2 days after that.
How did it feel?
It felt good. And I felt like, okay, it's done. And especially after radiation, I was like, okay, this is in my rear view. I can get my life back. Then I started to have complications.
Yes, let's talk about that. So when did the complications, I guess, you were still in pain. You knew, from the radiation and everything, it was sore, it was tender, it was red. It was like you described the chicken on the grill. When did you notice that something wasn't right?
Well, my skin it was tight. It was red. It just wouldn't calm down. It was healing and healed from the radiation and started to get better. The burnt skin started to heal.
Yeah.
But my skin was still tight and inflamed. And I was in chronic pain. When I tell you I was in chronic pain, and I'm not a pill popper. I hate to take Tylenol. I'll just thug it out. And I went to my radiologist. I said, I can't take this pain. And they gave me a prescription for gabapentin, which helps with nerve pain. I couldn't take the gabapentin. It had me out for 12 hours. I was like, I have to function. I can't take this. So I went to my plastic surgeon and I said, can we take some of the saline out? Maybe if we decrease the size of the implant, that will give me some relief. And that helped for maybe 2 weeks, but then my skin started to break down after effects of radiation. And long story short, my skin continued to break down. I had to go see wound care because it just wouldn't heal. I had this gaping open wound that I was treating every day. And
you were fixing every day. Like no one knew. No one knew things were, you told us things were going on, but on the outside, we would go to brunch and you show up in your beautiful, dress, summer dress and everything. And then when we go to the doctor, I'm like, all of these, you're doing all of this to go to brunch.
And I had a wound protocol. I had it down pat, and my plastic surgeon said, oh, you're amazing. This is.
Yeah.
And I took care of it. I didn't have any external infection, but what I didn't realize and what we didn't know until I had the implant removed was that the tissue on the inside had gotten infected, and the implant was actually starting to show through, like through the wound. So had to have the temporary implant removed. So I'm completely flat on the right side. And I am thinking about not moving forward with reconstruction and just being completely flat.
Now, I know we went to go see a surgeon,
Yes.
a plastic surgeon.
Yes.
Very, very great man.
Yes. Very thorough.
Very thorough.
And knowledgeable.
Very serious.
Yes.
Very knowledgeable. Breast cancer reconstruction is his passion.
Mhm.
You can tell in how he talks
Yes.
about it and his work, right? I know he said that you were a good candidate for, reconstruction, and he was ready.
Yes.
Have you thought about it again?
So I have, and there were two consultations that I went to. The first one I went to was a deep flap,
Oh yeah.
and where they take your belly tissue, belly tissue. They don't take a lot of the muscle, but they have to go through the muscle and basically build a boob.
That's like a tummy tuck.
Yeah, tummy tuck, but the
Damn.
recovery it's a lot.
Yeah.
And there's a high percentage of, no, I won't say high percentage of failure. The percentage of failure was too high for me.
Okay.
And there's always a percentage of tissue necrosis. So tissue could die. And with the condition of my fried side, I didn't want to risk it. So the consultation that you joined me for was called a latissimus dorsi flap reconstruction, where they take tissue and muscle from the back, pull it around to the front,
Mm-hmm.
stick an implant in there, and do the reconstruction. And that was like a 2 to 3 part surgery.
Yeah.
The deep flap was a one and done and possible revision. But I think I'm just taking it off the table. I just want to get my life back
Mm-hmm.
and be happy. And my boobs serve their purpose. They fed my son. Right now, if I have them, it's just a step for aesthetics.
It's just for aesthetics.
And they have nice prosthetics. So
They have, oh my God, they
Amazing.
have tattoos and everything.
Yeah.
Remember I sent you the picture? I'm like,
Yes.
oh my God, they have a
Mhm.
tattoo. So are you thinking about having the other one taken out
Yes.
or?
yes.
Mm-hmm. And that would be a one and done.
And I'll just be flat and happy.
I
No
mean,
boob sweat.
No boob sweat. You don't have to worry about your shirts coming open. You have a button up and it's just not quite right.
Mhm.
Listen, we ask for certain things and sometimes it happens sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
But how are you feeling now since the surgery of, taking care of, I don't want to say the fried boob, but I know you're going to say the fried boob.
The fried side, yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, once that was gone, I felt like a new woman. I didn't realize I had been living with chronic pain from October of 2025. No, October of 2024 until July of last year.
Yeah.
I felt like a new woman after that thing was gone.
A long time.
Yes.
And wrapping it up and going to work and doing all the things.
Yes.
Insane.
Mhm.
And I remember your doctor coming out and was like, I've never seen anything like
Mhm.
that before. She was like in
Yes.
shock, but she was happy she was able to remove it and
Right.
all of the things that kind of formed around it,
Mhm.
some of the infection and things. And she was amazed,
Yes.
one, that she was able to take care of it and get, everything. But also, I think it was more of a resume builder for her because she's like,
Well,
I did this.
What's crazy is after we had the consultation with Dr. I can't remember, Femi,
Yes.
I'm thinking I don't even need to go back to my old plastic surgeon because we had a surgery date on the books.
Yes.
We were moving forward, but something told me keep the appointment, go in, just let her look at it. And I'm so glad I did. I saw her on a Thursday. I remember this vividly.
I do too.
I saw her on a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
She said, yeah, we're going to have to take that out. And I'm thinking she would schedule me for surgery maybe a week or two. I woke up on saw her on July 17th,
Yes.
which was a day after my mom's birthday. My mom's
Yes.
birthday is July 16th. Saw my plastic surgeon on July 17th. Woke up on July 18th, which was a Friday, with a bing on my chart saying, you have a surgery date for July 19th, which was the next day, which was a Saturday. So for a plastic surgeon to book an OR on a Saturday,
Yes.
it was serious.
Yes. When I found out, I said a Saturday.
Yes.
And what's so crazy, audience, is I had surgery on July 1, and Lexi came over and took care of me for a day. Okay. I could not move my arms, none of them. And she's in pain with her fried side or whatever. And everything's going on. And she literally sat with me all day. She fed me. She brought me water, helped me get up out of the bed and everything.
You were a good patient.
You were a great nurse. Even though you fell
I
asleep
learned
on
from
me.
the best. I did. I fall asleep on everybody. I won't fall asleep here, though. I promise.
Okay, cool. I was like, Mom, she fell asleep. She's like, oh, Lexi. She's so cute.
I took a good nap. Your couch is comfortable. You have good
I was
snacks.
like,
You have the best snacks, too. I rated the snacks.
listen, I like to take care of my
Yes.
friends. So I had a snack cart in my room. So, because my friends, I don't know how they did it, but they had a timer, right? They said they had a full itinerary.
Mhm.
And I'm not normally one to ask for help, but literally I gave my friend Lang the key to my house. I said, have at it. Next thing I know, Lang is in my house on a Tuesday. Lexi's in my house on a Wednesday. Daisha's on a Thursday. Teresa's on a Friday. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yep.
And so I just had a snack pack. And so when it was my beautiful friend's time and she had her surgery, I wanted to make sure the snack pack moved houses.
Oh, it was lovely. It was lovely.
So now that you're, I wouldn't say all the way healed because it's going to be a journey. What are you doing moving forward? Because now you're all in. You've experienced it. You have all of the information. You're able to provide I guess, consulting to other people on their journey. What are you doing now as far as spreading awareness and advocating?
I am still in a few support groups. I reach out to people. I talk about it. I share my story. I'm very transparent because there's nothing to gain from keeping it to yourself.
Yeah.
We all go through things in life, and I just want women to know that you are not alone. Everyone's journey is different. Everyone's journey matters. What you go through and how you feel matters.
Yes.
You are seen, you are heard, you are valued. How you feel is how you feel, and you should be able to feel it at any time because no one understands what you've been through unless they've been through it. And it's a lot. In retrospect, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Going through it, I'm just, 1 foot before, 1 foot in front of the other, just walking through it. Keeping my sight set on God, faith and humor. Faith, humor, and friends and family got me through it.
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to laugh at it.
Also, you were very lucky. Your mom, her experience, what she went through, plus her years of experience being a nurse.
Yes.
And boy, she's tough and she asks a lot of questions. She wants to make sure. And I love that.
Yeah.
But, it's great to be able to pour into someone else. And I'm sure they love you in those groups. Now, tell the audience the importance of making sure you're checking yourself in the shower and following up on your mammograms and advocating for yourself, because I know doctors, nurses, everyone will put a timestamp on when you should start getting mammograms, right?
Right.
Tell the audience how.
So early detection is key. And you have lived in your body for however many years. So you know your body best. Yes, we rely on doctors for their training, their knowledge, their medical expertise, but you know your body best. If something feels off, if it doesn't feel right, speak up, say something, advocate for yourself, continue to advocate for yourself until you find someone who will listen. And it may take a second opinion, it may take a third opinion. It may take a group of non-traditional methods or a few non-traditional methods to arrive at a treatment plan. Initially, I was like, I'm going to go the holistic route. I'm not going to do chemo. But I didn't have enough information on a holistic route to feel comfortable enough not to go the medical route with chemotherapy and radiation. And yes, my body has changed as a result. I'll forever be changed, but I beat it. I'm here.
Amen.
And I'm thankful.
Did they provide you with any like foods or things, that you should kind of steer away from after your journey, or just in life in general that could, possibly?
Yes. So what encouraged me was I was already doing a lot of the right things. I didn't do a lot of processed food,
Yeah.
very little processed foods. I'm not one to just keep, cookies and candy around.
Yeah.
Because I have no self-control. If it's there, I will eat it. So I try not to buy it. I was doing the right things, but this journey has made me hyper vigilant about what I put into my body.
Yeah.
And really reading labels and not just reading labels, but understanding labels. Like, for example, my creamer, I use dairy creamer, but it has only 4 ingredients. So I try to eat and drink things that have very few ingredients.
Yeah.
And I really want to start a garden. I've been starting a garden for about 5 years. It may happen this year because I want to be able to have a little bit of control over what I consume.
Yeah.
And I do like pasture raised or eggs, from pasture raised chickens and, things like that. I try to do as much as I can.
I do know you go and you get fruit and and you live by like the strawberry fields and all of that. So you've always done that, but I didn't know if there were some things that your oncologist will say, steer away from this.
So she told me to just watch or minimize my meat consumption. I'm not a big meat eater anyway.
Yeah.
I do fish mostly and chicken, but she recommended that I do meat only twice a week.
Okay.
And even with eggs, watching my consumption of eggs and try to be as plant-based as possible.
Okay.
And of course, alcohol consumption, alcohol can lead to cancer.
Yeah.
And sugar, of course. But those are all things we should be doing anyway.
Right.
Everything in moderation.
Well, that's good. Now, kind of more towards your advocacy.
Yes.
Are there any organizations that you kind of looked into like joining? I know you're big on Susan G. Komen and doing the walk. We've done that. Also, I think with the American Cancer Society,
yes,
you're involved with that as well. Is there anything else? I'm trying to figure out how many walks because I feel like I've been to a lot.
So there is a local breast cancer foundation. Karen Sutton is the founder. It's Pink Faith Foundation. And they do a lot of support, provide a lot of support for breast cancer patients. Supporting, I like to think globally, but act locally. And I love to support local businesses or smaller businesses who are really boots on the ground, making an impact.
Yeah. I just feel like Susan G. Komen has too much money. Like
it's huge.
You're
right.
Huge.
And I do Making Strides. Making Strides is a little smaller. So I do Making Strides also. But Pink Faith Foundation, they're local. They do a lot to support breast cancer patients. And Karen is a breast cancer survivor also.
Oh,
so, yes.
Wow. What's a good Facebook Discord that you think would be great for anyone kind of looking for that type of support or, maybe just a listening ear?
Well, the support groups in Facebook, and I just plugged in keywords, breast cancer support. The support groups, they're private groups. They are very supportive. And now there's, sometimes there is some negativity.
Always.
And you just have to really find what suits your needs. There are a few Black breast cancer groups as well. And really, your village and your tribe, in my opinion, is the best support system. Fortunately, no one in my tribe has gone through breast cancer, but you guys have been such an amazing support. I couldn't have gotten through it without you, honestly.
Yeah, we were trying to have you outside. I don't know if we're the best support team. Like,
But I
you're like,
needed
I'm
that.
tired. We're like, come outside and play, Lexi. It's a
But-
pool party. Come on.
And I came and I played. But I
You
needed
did.
that. I really needed that because that just did so much for my spirit.
Yeah. Get you some good friends, people.
Yes.
Get you some good supportive friends that will kind of drag you out
Who
the
will
house.
sit in the hospital
Yeah.
all day,
Arms
drive
and
your
bandages.
parents around, pick your parents up from the airport. Yes. Amazing.
I love your parents. This has been great. This has been great. Very informative. I have something on a lighter note.
Yes.
I'm going to play a game with you.
Okay.
It's called This or That.
Okay. The book that I'm writing? Oh, so yes, I'm writing a book. It's still in my phone, but it's about my journey to flat to normal.
That was going to be my last question.
Coming soon.
People in the back. There's somebody in the back. After my game, we'll get
Yes.
into your book.
Okay.
But I'm happy about that. I think,
Thank
you know,
you.
you're an amazing writer.
Be my accountability partner. Keep nudging me
Oh my goodness.
to write and finish it.
I'll get on you. Coffee or mimosa?
Oh.
Brunch bunch.
Wait, Monday through Friday or Saturday, Sunday?
Any day that ends with Y.
We'll start with coffee. We may sneak in a mimosa. Coffee.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Yes, my island gal.
Yes. Yeah, man.
Shopping or traveling?
Traveling. I have too much stuff. I want to make more memories than accumulate stuff.
Your mom would say shopping.
Yes, she would.
Traveling to shop. That's what your mom
and
would
she
say.
does that. Yeah.
I strive to be like her. Idris or Morris Chestnut?
Morris. Even though Idris, you know, is from the UK. Morris.
Mm-hmm.
Morris, yeah.
Suns-
And I am not coveting another woman's husband. That man is fine. So I am so thankful that he is happily married, even though I'm, you know, salivating over Morris. So thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's husband. But
Close
Morris
your
is
legs
fine.
to married men.
Morris is fine though. Okay.
Close your legs to married men. Oh my goodness. LL Cool J or Busta Rhymes?
LL.
I should have known.
LL.
Last question. Foreign car or American car?
Foreign. All day, every day.
All right. As we end, tell the people about the book, even though my audience in the back beat me to it.
So I have been writing books for years. I have not published anything, but this one will be my first. It will entail my journey from my breast cancer journey. And it's called Flat to Normal because my goal is to go flat. And I want to normalize
Mm-hmm.
women being flat and not feeling like they have to meet a societal norm of having breasts as an
Yeah.
aesthetic, an accessory. So
When would you like to be done with this said book?
last year. No, so 2027.
Okay.
2027.
That's a good goal.
Yes.
I'm going to hold her to it.
Please
people.
do. Please do.
Well, I am done asking you questions. This has been amazing, friend. And I'm glad we had a chance to kind of finally make this happen because your journey has been very informative to me. I know I've had family members who has had breast cancer, but I've never been as involved as I was kind of with you because they were in a different state. And, you know, being able to speak with your mom and her providing me knowledge has been quite the journey, but I'm glad I was able to assist in whatever way that I can. I appreciate you, friend.
Well, this has been an honor to be here. Thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me to share my story and to be transparent. We got through it without tears. We didn't cry.
I know, right?
But thank you for this platform and allowing me to share my story.
Yes. And if you want to reach out to Lexi to get more information or to ask questions, you can reach out or send a message to the Impel Forward podcast. I don't want to put her social medias out there. At the end of the day, she's still a corporate baddie.
And I'm single.
She's single, people. But yes, I will definitely filter the message. And this is another episode of Impel Forward Podcast. And remember, seize the opportunity to grasp your dreams. Peace.